General Hospital spoilers, Kirsten Storms moves to Europe, Maxie dies. The shocking exit that changes Port Charles forever. The heart of Port Charles will never beat quite the same again. In a turn of events that has left fans shaken to the core, beloved fan favorite Maxie Jones, portrayed by Kirsten Storms for nearly 2 decades, will meet a heartbreaking and heroic end. Sources confirm that Storms is leaving General Hospital, and in a storyline worthy of her legacy, Maxie will tragically die just as she was on the verge of happiness. But this is no ordinary soap death. This is a story laced with secrets, danger, and shocking revelations that will send aftershocks through the lives of characters like Spinelli, Anna, Felicia, and Brooklyn. Kirsten Storm's decision to move to Europe for personal and professional growth has ignited a firestorm behind the scenes, and the writers are going all in with a goodbye that nobody will forget. Let's break down everything you need to know about this stunning exit, the secrets behind it, and what comes next for Port Charles. Maxie's storyline has been quietly simmering for weeks. Fans noted her unusual fatigue, moments of confusion, and repeated nosebleeds, symptoms that were brushed off in universe as stress from her growing responsibilities at deception and motherhood. But beneath the surface, the writers were planting the seeds for something far more devastating. In upcoming episodes, Maxie will be diagnosed with an aggressive neurological condition, one that mirrors a real-life health battle Kirsten Storms once faced. But this time, the fictional illness will have an added twist. Someone may have caused it. Rumors are swirling that a powerful toxin was administered during her recent business trip to Berlin, and that the poisoning is tied to a character from her past. With Maxie's condition deteriorating, Damian Spinelli, Bradford Anderson, returns to the forefront, spurred by an ominous call from Georgie. His journey back into Maxie's life becomes a mission, not just to save her, but to unravel the mystery behind what's really happening. Spinelli's investigation leads him to the edge of WSB territory, where whispers of experimental mind control drugs and a rogue agent emerge. Clues point toward a new villain in Port Charles, someone tied to the Cassadines and an international weapons network. In a spine-chilling twist, it's revealed that Maxie wasn't the intended target at all. Georgie was. This storyline marks a major return to the shadowy legacy of the Cassadines. Valentine, trying to atone for his past, gets wind of the plot far too late. Desperate to help Maxie, he confronts an old rival, one who's been manipulating biotech through a hidden operation in Prague. Despite Valentine's efforts, Maxie's fate is sealed. The toxin has already caused irreversible damage to her central nervous system. But in a final act of redemption, Valentine offers Maxie a choice: take a black market antidote with fatal side effects, or protect her children by keeping them away from those who still want them silenced. Maxie makes her decision with grace and power, in a final monologue that's sure to win Storms a Daytime Emmy nod. The final week of Maxie's life plays out like a symphony of love, loss, and heartbreak. Every major figure from her past and present, Mac, Felicia, Lulu, in a surprise video call, Brooklyn, and even a ghostly Nathan, makes a heartfelt appearance. Maxie arranges individual goodbye moments for her children, Georgie, James, and Bailey. Each scene is packed with emotion, as Maxie tries to leave a final lesson, a final hug, and a final promise for each of them. In a poetic callback to BJ's heart transplant, one of the most iconic GH storylines of all time, Maxie dies at General Hospital surrounded by her family. Her final words? Whisper to Spinelli, "Tell Georgie I'll always be with her just like she was with me." Kirsten Storm's departure isn't sudden to insiders. Sources reveal she's been discussing a break with the show's producers for nearly a year. Her health, desire for creative freedom, and a long-held dream to live abroad finally aligned, and the showrunners decided to give her a send-off that honors her 20-year legacy. In real life, Storms plans to move to Europe for a year to explore writing, directing, and possibly teaching acting. She'll be based in Vienna, where she has close friends and access to both theater and film circles. Executive producer Frank Valentini said in a statement, "Kirsten Storms has given her heart to this role and to our fans. We knew we had to honor her with something unforgettable." This story is for her and for everyone who's ever loved Maxie Jones. The GH fandom is in full emotional overdrive. Social media exploded after the first teasers of Maxie's decline aired, with hashtag MaxieJonesForever and hashtag KirstenStorms trending for days. Longtime viewers are sharing their favorite Maxie moments, from her bratty teenage days and fashion faux pas to her redemptive turn as a mother and career woman. Her relationships with Nathan, Spinelli, and even Levi, remember him, are being re-examined through a nostalgic lens. Soap Twitter is already divided on whether the character should have been killed off, with some arguing for a recast and others insisting that only Storms could play Maxie. Either way, one thing is clear: Kirsten Storms has left an unforgettable mark. Maxie's death won't be just an emotional wallop, it will spark several new story arcs. Spinelli will dedicate himself to finding and destroying the person who poisoned Maxie. Rumor has it he'll team up with Jason Morgan. Yes, that Jason, in a Black Ops story that takes them back to Europe. For the first time in decades, Felicia loses her composure. A fierce protector and grandmother, she begins a campaign to adopt Bailey and raise her with Mac. But Brooklyn may have other plans. Teenage Georgie is set to become a central character, spiraling into grief, rebellion, and possibly even revenge. She'll blame the WSB, Valentine, and eventually herself for not noticing the signs. Her journey could mirror Maxie's early years. Without Maxie, the company is vulnerable. Lucy and Brooklyn will fight over control, and Lucy's ambitions might lead to an unexpected betrayal. The shadowy figure behind Maxie's poisoning is set to be revealed in July sweeps. Insiders say it's a legacy character with a shocking grudge against both the Scorpio family and the Quartermaines. GH is planning one of its most emotional and star-studded funerals ever. The episode will feature flashbacks from Storm's entire run, voiceovers of Maxie's final letters to her children, a surprise return from Ellie Trout, a musical montage set to You'll Be in My Heart. Storms herself recorded a farewell video that will play during the final scene, a rare fourth-wall-breaking moment that's said to have reduced cast and crew to tears. Though Maxie is being written off in a definitive way, the door is never truly closed in Port Charles. Fans are already speculating about future time jumps, memory loss storylines, or even a sci-fi Cassadine resurrection plot. Kirsten Storms hasn't ruled out a return. In an emotional goodbye post, she said, "Maxie will always live in my heart. I hope someday our paths cross again. For now, I'm grateful for every single moment I had in Port Charles." Maxie Jones came into our lives as a fierce, flawed, fashion-obsessed firecracker and evolved into one of GH's most human and relatable characters. She loved deeply, hurt loudly, and never stopped fighting for her family. Kirsten Storms brought her to life with humor, grit, and boundless warmth. Her departure marks the end of an era, but also the beginning of several unforgettable new chapters for the show. One thing's for certain: Port Charles will never be the same without Maxie Jones.